first of all, do you get a sense of the evil when you're sitting across from them? Or are they just like a normal person?
I think, it's very situational. I think sometimes, yes, you can really sense the pure evil. You can see it, you can feel it, you can smell it to a degree. But in other cases, and the other cases are actually a little bit more harder to stomach because they seem like normal people. They seem like an everyday person that you would see down the street. And suddenly you're sort of thinking, how do I, is this, evil is you and me. Evil, you can't always tell what it is. And how can this very normal person with a normal life and a normal, it looks so normal and be so evil? And to me, that's always been harder because I think it's so much easier to just completely dehumanize people when we look at good and evil. And when we sense someone is evil, it's very easy to then dehumanize them and see them as not one of us. But then when you're sort of sitting in front of someone who seems normal enough and has very human, quote unquote, qualities, that's very hard to get your head around. And so that's something I think about a lot, and it still is a struggle. But I think in those situations where you are in those rooms, again, you have to put those preconceived notions aside and just be open to a conversation. And again, forgetting what you think you already know. But simultaneously holding on to it is what I say at the same time, because you've got to know what they did to ask the right questions, but at the same time you have to let go of the judgment really until you're at least out of the room. But for however long, 20 minutes, 2 hours, whatever it is, you need to sort of focus very much on being present and getting the best of what you can out of those situations and listening a lot, because you'll often find that these people have a lot to say. They like to hear themselves speak, and they rarely get a platform to speak, especially with a journalist. And I'm always very transparent about who I am. I'm not going in there pretending to be someone other than who I am. So they know they're speaking to a journalist. They know that I'm going to write some sort of a story, and they want their voice heard, and they don't always have that opportunity. I guess it's why this particular part of the job is not for everyone, because you have to have a really strong ability to compartmentalize. And so you have to be able to just put the fears, put the concerns, put the gut instincts sort of in a box. Until, I say that with, caveats and knowing if you're in a really dangerous situation to get out. But you have to sort of put those things aside and just focus on, okay, this is what I need to do and this is what I'm going to do, and be as mindful as you can. And I think it's a quality that you develop or you hone over time. But I think for me, that's something I've always been fairly comfortable with. I'm fairly comfortable with being uncomfortable. And so that has helped me to do my job in that respect. Whereas there are other parts of other parts of the job that I don't like to do, that other people can do probably a lot better than me. But certainly sitting with people, I have a deep interest in what people have to say. And I think listening to is a skill that I've developed fairly well over the years. And that's enabled me just to kind of sit and be there.